All right, well, welcome to the call. This is for 9-week Control Freak information session, and we're just going to go over some things today, like our equipment, some overlay of our nutrition programs, and just kind of get a feel for where you guys are at and what your goals are. And then we're going to open it up for Q&A. So if you are catching the replay, let me know. But I'd like to welcome Lisa and Jen to the call. The rest of us are coaches. Welcome as well. So I think, Tiff, you wanted to start and talk about the equipment. So you can kick us off. And again, there will be a replay. Obviously, you'll be watching it if you weren't here today.
Sure, I'll just head downstairs and I'm coming down, Brad. He's like, I'll go hang out in the basement. I'm like, well, I gotta go down there anyway, so haha. So of course we start off with the calendar and the brag board calendar, which I will hang. I'm just trying to unfold it a little bit. French side if you want to speak French, English if you want English. Love the dry erase. Not sure where I'm going to hang that. I might just leave it on the bar. Blow up balls. Has anybody else blown up a ball? First time. It's interesting. Comes with a straw and 2 more things if you lose them. It was my first time, so it takes a little to get the right consistency. I might have to redo it, but that'll be good for the road too. As it falls.
Might have to get my husband to get the air compressor out.
Yeah. But then just make sure you put the thing in like really quick. Because yeah.
I tried to do it with like the stroller pump. It was easier just to blow it up with the straw.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the straw was surprisingly easy. The stroller pump, even with the correct head, was really annoying.
Yeah, that's a good. It doesn't take very long. You just and then you're done. So this is the lovely door tracker. I actually went onto YouTube and I put it in and it came up. I YouTubed and super, super easy. You just feed these are 2 separate pieces. So this is one here. Yeah, this is one piece here. There's the claws here and that's the up and down. It does come with a little plastic cover, so hopefully that won't scratch the door very much. There's 2 little door jamb things here. So you put that on either side. And then this is to tighten. So it seems it's pretty simple. And then it seems simple enough to remove for those who are working on the road or if you're traveling, who's traveling. But yeah, I'm excited. And then you stick your things through here. That's me. That's exciting.
Those are some good things.
Right?
So I think both of you ladies have used the Beachbody bee bands before. So it's the bee bands. I really like these ones. I've had my fair share of bands in the past. Sorry, Ash, if this ends up being your kit. I'm opening everything. So it's just one of these and you slide it through there and then you just make sure you tug it really tough so it's like locked in there. And I really like these because I don't even want to say it out loud but I have yet for one of the Beachbody ones to snap on me, just with the way that it's created. If you've ever been snapped in the ass or the cheek or anywhere else on your body with a band, that hurts like a mofo. So all right, so we have 2 nutrition programs, the Ultimate Portion Fix, also known as UPF, and 2B Mindset, and Ashley's going to take that away. Well, you're muted, girl.
Let's try this again. So I'm going to speak more about Ultimate Portion Fix. Julia's going to come on after me and talk about 2B Mindset. But there are some great tracker books. You can also access these materials in the program materials for if you go into Beachbody On Demand, go to Ultimate Portion Fix or 2B Mindset, it's in the materials. Everything that you need there is you can print off. So I I like having pen and paper on hand. There are some apps that you can use that you can track your meals as well, especially when it comes to Ultimate Portion Fix. So basically what you do when you start is there is a calculation to choose what meal plan you're going to fall under. So it really all depends on, when it comes to Ultimate Portion Fix, your starting weight and what type of program you're doing. So if you're doing a more intense program, you're going to need a little bit more caloric intake. So sorry, I'm just trying to find where the, so again, this is all as well in the program materials if you don't have, oh, it's kind of hard to see, if you don't have the workbooks with you. But yeah, it's really super simple. So I fall somewhere in between a plan B and A. I always kind of just jump up to a B because I like food. So it's really, at the end of the day, it's where I fall doesn't make a difference. And my biggest piece of advice is if you're going to follow UPF, follow your meal plan. Don't try to go down. You need that fuel for your body. Like you're going to be working hard in this program. For me, the containers really work well because I need structure. And now I can start to see when I'm cooking meals, like I don't actually physically use the containers myself anymore, but sometimes I will go back and make sure, okay, like, are these carrots? Is it really 2 cups or 1 cup? It's like 1 red or 2 reds, because that's the whole point, is to not be having larger portion size. It's just getting to become familiar with yourself. So this is, I don't know, it works really well for me. I've been able to adapt a lot of recipes. So there's a lot of support in this group. If you're overwhelmed, if you're not quite sure where to start, please reach out to any of us coaches, because a lot of us, like myself, I'm very comfortable with Ultimate Portion Fix, and whereas Julia and Melanie, they're very comfortable with TB Mindset. So there's a lot of knowledge and experience here. So it is like, and we've gone through this, we've done the training, so we can kind of take some of that pressure and stress away from you, for sure. I actually was listening to a podcast today, and it was this really great line. And it was a nutritional counselor that was speaking, and he said, it's not what you're eating, it's what you're not eating. And that, I thought, was really a really great way to look at nutrition, because that's a lot when you think about when you're, I don't want to say dieting, because that's what we're doing. We're focusing on our nutrition, we're fueling and nourishing our body. People are so focused on what they shouldn't be eating, but what you really should be focusing on is what you should be eating. And that's making sure you're getting enough vegetables, enough proteins, enough healthy fats. Because, for so long it was, don't, like, fat-free diet, can't have this, can't have that. It's really come a long way now. And I really think that that's where people should be looking at, is you should be focused on what you're not eating. And that's making sure you're getting all the right food. And that's where the Ultimate Portion Fix comes in, and TB Mindset. I found it's really helped me to keep track of what I wasn't eating and making sure I was getting enough of the good stuff. So it's really not a restrictive, either program. They're not restrictive. It's just teaching you how to look at food differently and improve your relationship with food and have it help you with your fitness and your health. I will let Julia speak about TB Mindset, and then when she's done that, I can speak more about meal planning and some tools that we've created to help make that a bit easier too, because meal planning can be daunting. And the thing is too, with doing a nutrition plan or trying to follow, or I guess be a little bit more fine-tuned, planning is key, planning is everything, and that in itself is overwhelming too. But it can, once you kind of get the hang of it, it'll like make a world of difference in your life. So Julie, do you want to talk about TB?
Definitely. So UPF, great program, but if, like me, you don't really vibe with measuring out all of your food. For me, it's because I have a history with bodybuilding competitions, and so getting back into Tupperware just kind of triggers some negative behavior for me. I think it's an incredible program for getting a real idea of what a portion of meat, a portion of rice, a portion of pasta, which is the saddest thing you'll ever see in your life. Like, I mean, a portion of pasta is like, it's just tragic. Like, just do spaghetti squash. So, but it's good to see like what a portion really is. However, for me, like I said, it triggers some negative stuff. So when the 2B mindset came out, I was like, this is my jam. I don't have to measure things anymore. I don't have to weigh things. I don't have to, is this 3 ounces of chicken? Is this a red worth of yogurt? It really spoke to me. So it's super simple to follow, honestly. I highly recommend watching the videos from 2B with Alana. They're all short, like 3 to 5 minutes. So, like, if you like me and sometimes you hide in the bathroom from your child just for a few minutes, maybe you throw on a video real quick, like, you have your phone with you. So they're short, like you can do them, but it's worth watching because she really gives you a concept of why you're doing the things you're doing. Basically, the thing is, drink your water first and foremost, make veggies a staple of your diet and a consistent aspect of your diet, and then track what you're doing. And that includes getting on the scale daily. And I know that terrifies people, but I promise you, not for everybody, but for the majority of people, if you do it every single day, you really lose the negative relationship with it, and it becomes just a thing that you do. I don't recommend it out the gate. If you have a really negative history with the scale, that's something that we should maybe reach out to your coach and talk specifically about. I know Mel and I've talked about this in the early postpartum phase. Hell no, get off the scale. Alana herself says to get off the scale. She says max of once a week in the postpartum phase. So there are definitely periods of time where it's not the right thing to do, but most of the time, I would say, I think a lot of us can benefit from it. And for me, I went from being somebody who would weigh myself 3-4 times a day to someone who has pardon my language, zero fucks about the fact of what the number says. It's just information now. And that's huge for me. So if that sounds like something that you'd like to get to, you think you could handle getting on the scale daily and you can handle tracking, 2B is a great program. And I'm just going to, Ashley showed you the physical tracker, but there's also on either, is that going to be visible at all? Probably not. Maybe, oh, here we go. No, that's not what we want. Anyway, either if you have an iPhone, it's going to be a separate app called Nutrition Plus. If you have an Android phone, it's in your BOD app, but there's a Nutrition Plus component of it. And in there, you can track both either 2B or UPF. You can track either one of them in there. And with 2B, if like me, you're like, I don't want to write down everything I ate, you can literally just take a picture of it. So even if you're not ready to, I'm assuming if you're in this group with 9 Week Control Freak, you're here, like you're here to go all in. But if you're not 100% ready to go in on tracking everything, just even start taking some pictures of the stuff that you're eating and just get an idea of what is and isn't working for you. And I could talk forever about 2B because I love it. It changed my whole relationship with food. I went from tracking every single morsel that went into my mouth to I don't track a single thing anymore. I just get on the scale every day. And if something changes, then I go right back to all the basics, until everything is back where it should be. And then I go back to just intuitive and following my gut. It's an amazing place for me to be. But it takes a process to get there. It's a great program. Like I said, I could talk about it forever, but the tools are all there. If you think you want to get away from measuring and weighing everything, it's a great program for you. If you feel like you have no idea what 3 ounces of chicken looks like, you need to be following Ashley and doing UPF because you need to have some basis of what portions are before you go into UPF, in my opinion, or sorry, to 2B. You really can, I shouldn't say you have to, you benefit from it. So it's whatever works for you, but pick a program and really believe in it, trust it, and run with it. Either one of these programs will give you amazing results, but you have to put the work in the kitchen as much as you do everywhere else. I'm going to shut up about 2B because I could talk about it forever, but pick either program, reach out to either me or Mel if you want to go 2B, Ash if you want to go to UPF. We're here to support you, and we believe in both the programs, and we have the information. We want to support you in it.
Yeah, and the great thing about both of the programs is it's just like having a program in Beachbody On Demand, like on your app. You can go in there, all the program materials are there, all the videos are there. So, some people work better with reading information. I do better if I'm actually like visually watching someone tell it to me. So there's a lot of great tools to kind of educate you through both programs. And again, we're here to chat more. And if you have any questions about either one of those programs, just feel free to ask. So I'm just going to attempt to screen share here. I was just talking about how my 7-year-old's better at this stuff than me, but there we go. Bear with me here, ladies. Sorry, can you see everything that I have open right now? Yeah. I just have so many things open. So it's what's going on here. Nope, not that one. Here we go. Okay. So in, and I will post this in our Facebook group, but this is also in the virtual gym group. I've created a, well, you could, I called it a 28-day meal planner. So you can print out 4 and do one for each week, or you can just take it a week at a time. But what I recommend is on a Saturday or Sunday. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, we are currently looking at the challenge group guide.
Oh, are you? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's not what I'm looking at.
Getting the coach sneak peek behind the scenes.
Oh, we can see I've been doing some stuff behind the scenes here.
She is looking fierce, though.
Sorry, ladies. I have it up here. I'm just like.
Well, while you're.
Yeah, you talk and I will see.
I'm just gonna do a couple little notes that I have here. So obviously we know that for the track, we can do door or wall mount. There are instructions for the wall mount, but Autumn has an awesome video on her, I think it was Instagram. Was it a reel? Maybe it was an IGTV, explaining a little bit more about the wall mount, and it looks actually really cool. And then I wanted to ask Tiff. Tiff, what are you doing for nutrition? Are you doing UPF or 2B?
Most likely 2B.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just didn't, from that coach perspective, where, but.
Yeah. I have to look at both, but I'm more inclined to do the 2B as well.
Okay. Oh, Ash, I think we have what you're looking for.
We got it now. Sorry about that, ladies. Okay. As I was saying here, I've created I call it a 28-day meal planner. So what you would do is print out 4 of these sheets, but you feel free to do it a week at a time, 2 weeks at a time, whatever works best for your life. So what I recommend is on a Saturday or Sunday, sitting down, looking at the calendar and writing out for that week. Okay, what do I have going on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the rest of the week? And just plug in all your different meals there for the week. I also left a spot there to make notes so that I would know. And I created this pre-COVID time, so now I've got a little bit more time. I don't need to worry about racing to have dinner ready by 5 o'clock to get to activities. But it's just really helpful to know that, okay, it's like, say, for example, today's Thursday, and I'm planning to have homemade hamburgers tomorrow for Friday. I would make a note for myself on Thursday to take the hamburger out of the freezer. So just something like that. And so, and if you're following UPF, I've also left a little spot down at the bottom where you can just put little ticks down as you're planning it. So you can mark down, okay, I've planned myself X amount of greens, X amount of reds, but oh wait, I need to throw in another yellow. So it just kind of helps you plan your containers out as you're planning your meals out. And then
I love how you personalize that. That's really awesome.
Yeah, I find it just what is it? Failing to plan is planning to fail. That's kind of my motto is. So then I've also created a shopping list. Can you see the shopping list? Yeah. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So as you're doing your meal plan, write out your shopping list, and it's made a lot easier because you just write each item in each section of the grocery store. This is going to save you time, which is huge right now, because who wants to be in the grocery store longer than they have to, unless that's your social outing. that's kind of it for me too. But it saves you time, but it's also going to save you money because you're not buying stuff that you're not going to be using. You're only buying the things that you need for that week or 2 weeks. The great thing about doing also the meal planning like a few weeks together is that when you're grocery shopping and saying you're buying, I don't know, like a giant bag of carrots, maybe that's a bad example, or even just like a big jug of oat milk, we'll say. you can plan to use that ingredient in multiple meals, multiple foods, and that way you're not wasting things. So I find that, like, because if I buy a one-of thing just to make for one dish and then never use, like, I'm not going to use it, and then it'll end up going to waste. So I just find that using some of these little simple tools just really helps save money, time, and also, like, one thing that I know I struggle with, and I don't know if anyone else does, but if you don't have healthy snacks prepared, I will just maybe go without eating, or you'll just immediately go to whatever's quick and easy, and sometimes isn't always the healthiest. So having just your thoughts planned out ahead of time is really going to save you some time as well, and the heartache of of not eating, not fueling yourself appropriately. So all right, so I will share those in the group as well, so it's easily accessible.
I just want to really second what Ashley's saying here, so much so that I literally hire and pay somebody to make me a meal plan and do this kind of stuff for me. I don't do meal prep, but that's because I'm at home and able to cook every day right now with the little one. But I cannot stress how much like what she's saying about planning out your meals is spot on to where I literally pay someone to do it for me, because not having to think about those types of things. You only have X amount of willpower in a day, and it's strongest in the morning. By the time you get to dinner, the witching hour, if you have kids and babies, that time when the snacks hit and the TV goes on, if you don't have a plan in place, that is where your whole day will fall apart. And I'm not one to hyper focus on calories, but if, like me, you gravitate to some less than healthy foods in the evening, you would be surprised how quickly those calories can literally undo your entire workout, all your effort, every good choice that you made that day, just from sitting on the couch and eating, say, a bag of chips at night. And you're like, oh, it's just, one bag, or it's just one night. But you can undo all your work really, really quickly. And like, why? You're putting in the effort, you may as well see the results, right?
Well, and to what you're saying, Julia, about eating those not so great snacks at the end of the day. If you're planning, especially if you're planning to work out in the mornings, you'll see how much harder your workout is in the morning when you've like ate a bag of chips or drank a bottle of wine before you went to bed. I know I've certainly struggled with that before, and it's not good choices. So if you're setting yourself up for success, you're going to thank yourself tomorrow for sure.
And that's not to say you're depriving yourself for the next 9 weeks either. If you have a treat and you need that treat and it's outside your nutrition plan and you're like, I'm going to lose control, I'm an all or nothing mentality, let's try and flip that script that you have and talk to your coach, because we want to see you be able to incorporate the things you love into a healthy lifestyle. Not just, I'm on a diet for 9 weeks, I'm trying to get into that size X number size pair of pants or hit a goal for an event, whatever event going on right now. But we want to help support you to make this a healthy lifestyle. So
right, it's not about what you're eating, it's about what you're not eating. So if you're filling up on unhealthy things, you're less likely to go grab some veggies out of the fridge because you've already filled up on the treats that you had before.
Yeah.
I'm on day 4 right now, and I'm like literally on program right now with a wine in my hand. So you're definitely not depriving yourself. Just if you get to that point, you're like, oh my gosh, like I really want to have a glass of wine. How do I make this work into my day? Reach out to your coach or reach out to any of us coaches, and we will tell you how to do it. We'll tell you how to make it happen so that you can enjoy those things and not go into that all or nothing. Exactly as Mel was saying, that all or nothing mentality is where you go on that binge and you go on that, you fall off the rails, as opposed to just being like, I felt like having a glass of wine. I'm having a glass of wine. That's it. I'll have probably slightly less carbs with dinner. No big deal.
Julia is also still in BC, so she's at 6:30, so not eating dinner at 10. And the other thing, like the trick for me too, when I go nighttime snacking, I figure I'm like, okay, I've got some chopped up veggies. If I'm hungry, I will go and eat veggies. But most times I'm like, I don't want veggies. Well, then do I really need to be eating a snack right now? Sometimes it's for mental health and it's the first time I can peacefully eat something. And so then I have that conversation with myself and evaluate and go forward. But those are, again, things that we can help with as a coach. And that is like part of the to be mindset approach. Autumn talks a little bit about it in UPF and stuff like that too, throughout her full course. So definitely check out your videos. You have both programs. If you purchased a completion pack or a challenge pack since July, which you have because you're here, with 9-Week Control Freak. And so like there's just so much great content. Make sure you take your measurements and your weight and your photos. We're kind of going from term of the before photo to the now photo. Like I'm here now, I'm taking ownership for my health. I'm showing up for me. And you don't have to look at it. You don't have to share it with anybody if you don't want to, but just put it somewhere. And if you're like, I don't like photos, honestly, snap it. Because later on, I can guarantee you're going to be like, oh man, I had wished I took those measurements or that photo just to see how far your progress is. You don't have to keep referring back to it, but it does feel pretty badass when you're like, yeah, like even if it's not about the number on the scale or the weight, like you can usually see a transformation in how you carry yourself, in your posture, in your smile, a sparkle in your eye. And I'm not even kidding. Looking back at my last postpartum to like when I did lose weight, I wasn't smiling any bigger, but there was like life in my skin and in my eyes. And it's just, you radiate health when you choose healthy lifestyle. So it's just a different kind of transformation. It's not about a number on the scale. And then my huge question, I have 2 questions for you for our challengers. What is the nutrition approach that you want to do and or you're attempting to do or you need support with? And what time are you planning to work out? I know with people with kids and shift work and all that stuff, it's a little bit different, but I would love to hear it because if we can try and make some Zoom workouts happen with a lot of people, that would be super awesome. I know Julia's part of that 5 a.m. club, BC, so it's 7 a.m. Central, not too bad. But yeah, girls, what are your nutrition approach and what was the other one? Workout time. Jen or Lisa, that's you girls. And then if you're catching the replay, drop it in the comments.
Go ahead, Jen.
Tag, you're it.
I'm going to be doing Ultimate Portion Fix, and I will be working out either mid-morning to early afternoon or in the evening when my husband is home.
So all over the place, depending on baby schedule, pretty much. Yeah. Okay.
Well, those are like the 2. Yeah.
And will Dave be joining you in this program?
Well, I told him no.
Okay, yeah, this is just for Mom.
I'm like, well, you can't do it together because of the track, and
yes.
No, he's doing his own thing.
Okay, and is he following the nutrition with you?
He's doing nutrition, yeah.
Oh, great, that'll be so much better. Perfect. Okay, and what about you, Lisa?
I know more about UPF, so probably stay towards that. And my goal is always to do my workout at 8:30, but it usually ends up being at 9. So somewhere between 8:30 and 9.
In the morning?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. We'll keep that in mind when we're scheduling these Zoom calls, if we can make it like that, or if there's buddies, then you guys can work out together. So with Zoom workouts, I know you girls are familiar with it, but it's essentially you log on to Zoom just like this, and you press play on your workout, and we all mute ourselves. I mean, if you unmute yourself, you just hear grunting and groaning, but you mute yourself, you work out together. Sometimes there's a chit chat before or after. Sometimes it's just like, hey, thanks for showing up today. I'm pressing play right now. You work out and then you book it out as soon as you're done. But it's an extra accountability factor that, hey, someone else is showing up. I know that Julia's going to be here. It just kind of keeps you accountable to show up, to say, hey, I'm here, I'm going to work out, and book it. Because I don't know about you girls, but if you've ever done like group energy or group workouts, there's just like that energy that's in the room. I feel it's not exactly the same, but the accountability and that energy presents itself through Zoom. And it's really cool to get your brag on afterwards and post that sweaty selfie if you're a stories or Instagram or in the group, and just be like, hey, got to hang with my girl today. So it's just like that extra community and accountability there.
It's a lot of fun when you're really like dying through a move together, honestly.
Yeah.
Like a few times we've been on it, like people that have been around for a while, we've been on some Zoom calls or the summit workout, like the big one with all the super trainers. And by the end of it, you're like, oh my God, but there's like 9 other, ladies on the call. You're like, well, I'm not giving up because they're not giving up. So it's really fun to kind of quote unquote die through a move together.
Or when you do glance up and you're like, oh, she's doing full burpees and here I am half-assing it. I got to at least put in 2 full burpees. You know, and you push yourself harder too. I guess one key component that we haven't talked about that's super crucial in this program, sleep, hydration, and stretching. So Autumn is really putting a huge emphasis on self-care. And so obviously the whole program is self-care, but really taking that time to do those nightly stretches to make sure that you are staying hydrated throughout your day, all day, not just chugging a lug of water because you're like, oh my gosh, I got to get 40 ounces of water in right now. No, drink that throughout the course of your day. Well, and then some. Half your body weight in ounces is the standard recommendation. And then your sleep. If you can get to sleep and quality sleep, not just like you pass out at 9 o'clock, but you're tossing and turning all night. Like you want quality sleep. So how are you going to promote better sleep? What are some activities that maybe you can do in the evening to wind down? So maybe put your phone away, you know, earlier than you normally would and pick up a book, or do one of our meditations that we have on Beachbody On Demand. There is a meditation, I think, as little as 4 minutes, 4 to 25 minutes meditations. Great option. Do your stretch series before bed. I hear that people are really taking Recharge, which is our performance line nighttime recovery. It's just from some of the coaches that I was following during the autumn test group. They were like, I'm so glad I had the Recharge. That actually has a compound in it that helps your body relax and fall asleep in it and provide your body with fuel throughout the night. So I talked to coach a little bit more about that. But for me, that makes me fall asleep within like an hour and a half. So I always have it as like my nighttime dessert. I think Ashley loves it as well. You know, when you want that sweet thing in the evening, you can have that shake and it's good for sleep. So cup of tea, whatever your ritual or your routine is, calm your body down for a good sound night's sleep. Any of the other coaches have anything else you want to share? Other than that, we'll open up to Q&A. If anybody has, even coaches, but challengers, if you girls have questions that you'd like answers to, or if we can support you a certain way, please let us know. We really want to make this group an intimate community because we're all doing the same workouts, but we want to support you to your goals. I don't want Lisa's goal to be Jen's goal or to be Tara's goal or, you know, so just how can we best support you and your goals? Also questions. All right, this party is rocking. Don't all fight for the mute button at once.
Well, I have a question because Julia started this week, right, Julia? I was wondering if you can maybe tell us a bit about how it's been going, like what we can expect with that first week.
Yeah, for sure. There's like some water sound in my house. I don't know where it's coming. Maybe the baby's having a bath. So the program is deceptively, it's not hard. I mean, it's hard, like it's challenging, but it's, when you're doing it, it really flies by. Like I have to say, it absolutely flies by. And I'm the first to say, I don't always get on board right away with Autumn, but I really like her in this one. I think she maybe it's my season of life, but she's really speaking to me. Like I just think she's saying the things we need to hear right now. The program it's short. I mean, you do the cardio day, it's 18 minutes. Like even me who does not really like cardio, I was like 18 minutes, like, come on. I mean, you can't even complain in 18 minutes. Like it was over before it began kind of thing. She does a great job of easing you into it. So Tabata can be true Tabata. Like you got to go balls to the wall in the work period because the work period is short. But she really eases you into it so that by the time you're doing the 20-10 ratio, which I don't think happens until week 3, you're going to be ready for it. So I can really feel it building up. I mean, I just had my first rest day and I'll be honest, I thought, 20 to 30 minute workouts a day. Do I really need a rest day on day 4? Really needed a rest day on day 4. Mel will tell you, I don't say that very often. I hate rest days, but I really did need it. And that's because Tabata training is like the ultimate in terms of high intensity interval training, and your body needs recovery from that. That's why I think Autumn is being so, like complete, I guess, in terms of the recovery, like the stretches at night and everything, the focus on recharge, the focus on the self-care. She'll probably talk about massages, knowing Autumn, like she'll, you know, she loves a massage, who doesn't? So I think it's because the Tabata really is, it's so draining on your body. That's why it works in such a short period of time. So I don't have anything negative to say about this program yet. And I'm usually blunt when I don't love something about a program, or if Autumn's involved at all. Honestly, sometimes she isn't my jam, but she is in this one. Like, she's just very relatable. The cast is lovely. Like, you're going to be rooting for them and feel like they're rooting for you. I don't have a negative thing to say about it. I'm doing it at 5 a.m. So that says something. The only thing I spoke with Danielle briefly about this, because you will see them using steps. And if you didn't do Transform 20, you may not have a step at your house. And so far, both Danielle and Danielle's further into the program, have not encountered where she's actually giving a modification for this not having a step. I don't think it's a major issue. If you can get your hands on a step, I would recommend it. I think you'll get a little bit more out of the program, and you can get steps for, you know, between $15 and $30 at like Canadian Tire and Walmart or whatever. You can order them from Beachbody as well, but you know, you can also just literally go to a Walmart and grab a step. So I would do that. But if you aren't going to get a step, can't get a step, don't want to get a step, just reach out to your coach and we can help you make a couple modifications, because that's the only thing I would say is that there is no mention of a modification for if you didn't get a step. But other than that, it's a super simple program to follow. It's fast, it's effective, it feels like it's working. I think you're all going to love it.
I am going to say about steps, because we're all thinking like, ooh, a step, I'll just use my stair. Please do not use your stairs. If you have like what I have at the bottom of my stair, it's like a 1 step up with a landing. For some of the moves that could work, but please, 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 please do not use your stairs, because that has injury written all over it.
I don't think you need a stair so badly that you should be risking that. I second what Mel is saying. Danielle, I believe, is into week 2, and she was saying the only one where you would sort of not immediately know how to modify without the step is there's a step up move, which you'll see in day 2, I believe it is. And honestly, you could just do high knees in place and you'd be fine. You'd still be getting a great result. So that's what I'm saying. If you get to a place like that, and as I'm going through it, if I see more places like that, I'll also reach out to you guys and let you know, okay, in day 2, week 3, whatever, here's a modification that will work if you really don't have a step. But I think if you can get one at Walmart or something for like $30, I would invest in it. I think you'll get the best results that way. And, you know, Beachbody, what we do, it's for life. Like working out is for life. So if you can get these small pieces of equipment that really help you build a meaningful home gym, I don't think you'll regret it.
Yeah, and last I looked, Amazon had them back in stock. That's where I picked mine up when Transform 20 launched, right? I don't think I spent Beachbody is expensive for this stuff. I think it's like $60, where you can buy it for $30 and it's the same stuff. But I remember Amazon was completely sold out when Transform 20, like every brand on Amazon was out. And then when you did find it, they were like matching Beachbody prices, or it was even more astronomical. So yeah, there was something else, but I forgot because mom brain. Oh yes, Julia, from is there a modifier in the program?
Everybody's good friend Kat is back. I love Kat. I actually had one of our challengers reach out to me and she was like, who is Kat? Like, where do I find her? She's back. She's awesome. I wish Donald was there, but no, there is a modifier. It's Kat, and she's doing like, it's awesome. But she's also showing you how you can modify, but then if, you know, you don't have to modify everything, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like in some of the moves, she starts out maybe marching it out as opposed to say running it out. And then maybe in round 2, she runs it out. So she's kind of showing you how, as you get stronger, or if you're healing from an injury, like please listen to your body. If you're healing postpartum, please listen to your body. If something just doesn't feel good, like she kind of shows you how you can try the modification, but then also try maybe a slightly more advanced version or a slightly harder version of it, and kind of go back and forth between it. So she's there, and she's a great modifier, like she's always been.
Great. If somebody does want to purchase something off of Amazon and you don't have Prime, feel free to reach out. I have Prime and I could ship it wherever you need me to ship it. So. Yeah. Any other questions? 3, 2, Just kidding. If you do have questions, feel free to just drop them in the group. This group is as much yours as it is ours. And we're just going to all do this, get our, as Tiff said, let's get our freak on. We'll get that in the group. Although I think that kind of freak is a little bit different than a workout, maybe also a workout. Yeah.
I meant it because of the freak in
Yeah.
the name.
But done correctly, it's a workout.
Yeah, so drop your questions, reach out to your coach anytime. If again, if someone's doing something that you're a little bit more interested in, like UPF, or like Julia has a certification in personal training, I have a certification in nutrition, and Julia has a nutrition background as well. Ash and Tiff have been doing these programs for years. Feel free to reach out to anyone here. We're all here to support everybody's challengers, and we're just one big happy community. So all right, well, with that, I'm going to end the recording.